Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. So we are back on the free-to-play account, just getting everything set up, running through the dailies, which we got another legendary there, making sure that we try to get some mercenaries. I think I'm going to see if Javid still got Chimera, Lucifer's there. Javid is down here. So what do you guys got going on today? I'm ready to do the summons on the account. What's going on, Salid and Willow? Unfortunately, we didn't make it last night, but tonight we will go ahead and collect up all of our quests here, which I haven't had a chance today to actually do anything on here. So I'll give it another minute or two, and then we'll go ahead and we will jump into the summons. I'm really hoping we do really well. What's going on, Javid? If you checked out the post, the 50 summons challenge, there were a couple of people that got, said 7, 8, 9 summons, got some triple summons, got some double summons. It was very, very cool to see how everyone's doing. What's going on, Fresh? What's going on, Psycho? To see how well everyone did with the summons. And 50 scrolls is quite a bit. When you look at the cost of 50 scrolls, you know, them just giving us scrolls for free is always cool to see. Always very, very helpful. I'm loving the anniversary event. They did very, very well with it. In my opinion, with the events, with everything else. And even now we still have the event. Unfortunately, we have nothing left in the valley because the event on the test server is done. Spring Bloom, we did everything but here because I'm not going to spend my 99 cents. Got everything here, which was good. So let's go ahead and get into the summons. I want to see how far we can push. A little bit of an update on the team. We did get Chimera to +6 on our signature item. What's going on? Yeah, I love the faction accounts. Just got blended to Ascended. Very, very cool. I bought my very first item, and of course, luck have it, it was a Graveborn Mythic hat, or the hat. So we're going to go ahead and actually level her up. So we're going to continue to get her to carry because that maxes out her level 3 ability. Damage increase up to 90%, restores 25% health. So absolutely powerful. She is still our main carry. So let's go ahead and get into the summons. Can you talk to you? One more thing to skin. I need to buy something with real money. Yeah, Joshua, a lot of people are a little bit angry about that. So here we're actually going to swap out Oscar. I'm trying to get Cecilia. Cecilia is very cool. I know they said they were going to be more free-to-play friendly, and then it wasn't very free-to-play, and a lot of people have been kind of upset about that. Team here, we're still looking for Oden. We're looking for Chimera. Chimera is going to continue to be our main carry here. So let's go ahead and get into the summons. All right, let's see. So we got 6 here plus some diamonds. So we're going to have a lot of summons here, actually, which is good on this account. Start off with some sad 3-card rare fodder. Some more rares. Not looks like it's going to be not going to be too good tonight. Summon number 3, 1 elite. Hopefully it's someone we can use. A copy of Verk. If you don't know, Verk is super, super powerful, especially with the signature item. If you check out the Mauler account. What's going on, guys? If you check out the Mauler account, he does a ton of damage. I'm shocked. He's the first time was the Mauler account that I've ever built him, and the amount of damage that he does is kind of crazy. Ooh, these summons, we've gotten one out of 50, which there's one more elite. So very, very bad rates there. And Screg, so another Mauler. Go ahead and use some diamonds. We'll do our companion summons. I was hoping to get at least a copy of somebody elite, short of the Maulers we got, but look at those emblems. We're finally to the point of the game where we get emblems in here, which is going to help Chimera an absolute ton. And again, nothing but fodder, but might be able to work with it. We'll see exactly how well we do with the fodder. Still always buying the hero essence every single day. It takes a long time to accumulate, but you have to accumulate it. I just bought the hat in here. Not enough, unfortunately, for the stones, and I don't think we have anything else at this point. Yeah, Verk is an absolute monster. Once I've gotten him built, which that's bringing Verk and Screg into Elite Plus, which is nice. A couple other heroes here. All right, so let's see who we got to work with. So here we're still saving Rose. So Lightbearer, we don't have enough fodder for anybody. Still need Lucius and Rowan. More copies there. Maulers we could get up Verk or Screg, which at this point I'm really thinking Screg. I know it's only to Elite Plus. Verk I do like, but a lot of other heroes bring a lot of DPS, especially with Shamira as the main. Verk or Screg, let me know what you think, either Verk or Screg. Finally with the Wilders. I'm thinking Tassie. So Tassie's going to be the one we're going to go with here, just because of her utility. She is very, very powerful. The CC aspect of her, very, very powerful. And then here we were looking to get a little bit more fodder, which we got double copies of Pharrell. We have double copies of Nara. But I'm thinking at this point, to get Shamira up as our main, Screg, Verk. So what else? You guys think Screg? Because I'm thinking here we're going to go, since we're building Shamira and we're going for Oden, we're not going to build Isabella. And we can buy her from the shop. So she is actually going to go to fodder to get Veden up a little bit higher. Screg unless Verk is the main carry. Yeah, and I've noticed with the faction tower, if you don't have Screg and Verk, if you don't have Screg or Verk, you just get absolutely destroyed in the tower. But this brings our Shamira exactly where we want her, to Mythic Plus, giving her 20% boost in stats. Oden we're still trying to build. Pharrell and Nara are so powerful. I don't want to use any copies of them. And then everything else, so very, very disappointing with the summons. But we do have Shamira up to 161. Which is awesome, and we have her to Mythic Plus, so she is going to do a ton of damage. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do Screg, because I want to make sure that we're able to push enough in this tower, or push enough in the campaign. I want to unlock the Elder Tower. Every time that I play, I look for exactly kind of what we're looking to do tonight, what we're looking to do on the live stream, and I want to unlock the Twisted Nether bosses. It is the goal. So we have to beat 12-40 to be able to unlock those. So let's see here, 161. Shamira is going to do a ton more damage. Get Shamira to 2-1. That's what I'm thinking, Javid. Is Shamira is going to be the main carry, especially if I can get into the Twisted Essence to even boost her hit points up a little bit more, stats up a little. Because if I'm running Shamira and Belinda for the time being, both of them will benefit from the mage elder tree, which would be very cool. Even though I love the support as well, both Rowan and Rose being support might make a big difference. So might go support too. They should add more heroes to the lab. Yeah, I think they do. Yep, you did miss the summons. Very, very bad summons. We got 2 elites. We got a Screg and we got a Verk. And that was it out of 60 summons. Or no, 70. 70 total. Which I could have went ahead and... Should I focus Belinda more because I just got her to a 7? Yeah, Willow. Belinda is just absolutely a monster. Free to play, it's a little more difficult because it's going to take a little more time to get her built. But if you already have her built, if you already have her at Ascended, yeah, she's just an absolute monster when it comes to damage. Which is awesome to see. When you live because yesterday... Yeah, yesterday I couldn't make it. I'm sorry, guys. Just had something come up. So let me see. I'm actually going to come here, hop on Shamira. Let's go ahead and enchant, which we got quite a few more. I'm not sure. We're going to be just shy of 10. Yep, so 50 shy of 10. But that gives her, look at that, another 100 attack, which at this level is pretty nice. I just got a 2-star Savius from the wagon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of the heroes you get there, especially Savius, it just scales, his damage just scales through the wall. through the roof. Even if you fight him later in the campaign, like have him in, I think, chapter 28. Lucius at 4 stars, or no, Lucius at 5 stars, 2 hits. Oh yeah, Pseudo. Yeah, Newton's a really cool guy. I know we mentioned something on our boards about it. We have our own Discord for the guild that we talk about a lot of stuff. I'm guessing that I should replace Falks with Iran. Depends what team comp you're running. Iran's dependent on very, very high burst damage. Even with the Wilder account, when it comes to the events, the Wilder account, I have a lot of trouble bursting down higher targets. Like the Labyrinth boss, very, very difficult. Takes a lot of attempts to get through the Labyrinth boss because they're such a high burst team, but they don't have consistent damage. The team itself kind of stalls with Iran. So there's a way to reset signatures. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, Willow. Probably in the future, they might do something like that, especially if you look at resetting, let's say, even plus 20 signature items might make a big difference. Newton is the leader of casuals. He runs casuals. He runs casuals 2, and I believe some of the sub guilds, some of the other guilds that kind of do stuff here and there. But like I said, they do a ton of behind the scenes stuff with AFK. They do a lot of stats, a lot of analysis, a lot of the just stuff that makes the guild and makes them so powerful, essentially. All right, so we're on 12-30. We want to try to get past 1240 is our goal. So here we just have an arena battle. We just got new weeklies today. I was just doing my dailies on my other accounts. All right, so let's see. Here we are, Shamira with our main carry, Rose with the backup. I have the Pharrell Arthur combo. Yeah, that's a solid combo, especially depending where your signature item is, because Pharrell does so much damage, and he brings the spirits up with normal attacks, normal critical attacks, which makes huge. See that yellow circle in the beginning of battle from Rowan? Yeah, the range of his potions. And that's one thing with Rowan that I've noticed a lot of times is if you're running Rowan, if you're running him with a Scrag or a Titus or Hendrik, they go too far into the enemy side to have any benefit from Rowan, which is what I've noticed on a lot of the accounts, is they get too far away to be effective or to actually do anything, which I didn't even realize I had Pharrell still in here. I thought we had Belinda behind Lucius. Yeah, it happens fresh. They don't win every time. Also, depending which player it is in the guild, because just like, for instance, if I win in the league, I would absolutely lose. I got destroyed the first round, but I think I'm going to be in the Challengers Championship tournament again because I have been pushing it to get more coins to make sure I have enough points. Yeah, and I've heard that Psycho, that Cecilia is just absolutely crazy, especially if you have her signature item. That she's been a hero that people have been swapping out on the Twisted Essence bosses as well. And again, here with Savius just absolutely destroyed Lucius in like 3 hits. That's 1 hit, that's 2. 2 hits it took to take down Pharrell. But I figured with Shamira, she would just carry. Does Pharrell have good burst damage? No, he doesn't have much burst damage. What's going on, William? Pharrell has to get his spirits up. So when you see, like, he shot here, it'll show, see the negative 15 energy. That's the spirits that are doing damage here. Same with Angelo in the back. He has to get the spirits up. When he ults, he usually puts a lot of spirits up, especially if his signature item is unlocked, as you can stack more spirits on a target. But as far as burst, he doesn't do burst. He does energy disintegration. Is really the big carry for him. I'm on chapter 13. I only have 1 Lucius Legendary plus Belinda Legendary, Odin, and do with Coffin. Yeah, the Confine ability, running Falks with Confine is so powerful. It's just like running Pharrell with the Terrorize with his fear that he has, especially when you get it the Confine longer or you get the 3-second Terrorize. Absolutely devastates the team. So it's kind of crazy how much damage that they can do. And Shamira we're running up front here because we want her to take hits to be able to ult quicker. And with Rose, we want her to ult more than once, which is awesome. Don't feed Pharrell. No, don't feed Pharrell, never. Pharrell's a hero. If you look at some of the stages, even look later in the game, people run Pharrell the entire game. He's good early game. He's good mid. He's really good end game. He does consistent damage, especially when you can get his spirits up for energy disintegration. And depending the team comps that he's with, a lot of people run Pharrell with Nara and Athalia, which is a very, very deadly combo because you have 2 CCs and essentially a third CC with Pharrell. That makes it really powerful. I think Tassie is the best hero. Tassie does the same. So Tassie's Banish is, I believe, the same, might even be the same timer as Confine. The big thing with Tassie's Banish is when she banishes a target, she steals part of their attack, making Tassie more powerful because now she took part of their attack. So she's a very unique hero, and that's what puts her in the S+ class. Even a lot of people combine the combination of Tassie and Namora with Mahira, and it's a really, really strong combo because Mahira has the mass mind control, Tassie has the mass sleep, Namora has the healing and the support that you need. It's a pretty deadly combo. Don't feed ascended heroes at all except a very few. Yeah, Rain and Rigby. I don't know what they did with Rigby. Just seems like it's Rowan's step uncle or something. He's kind of weird. I feed Astrathane, Rigby. Astrilda, I would kind of hold on to because with her signature item at +10, Astrilda is very, very powerful because when she does her Rayleigh ability, it rallies a percentage of, I believe, attack in defense. And the Rayleigh actually stacks. So as she's using the Rayleigh ability, it'll happen multiple times. Check out my channel, Mario. I have a couple beginner guides on there. And there we go. Chapter 12 is done. Look at that. That's where the Shamira comes in. She can pretty much do it all by herself. Just carry by herself. So moving into 13. Which tap on Guild. And there it is. The Twisted Realms Ice Shamira. And there's all the guildies on the leaderboard. So that's definitely what we wanted to unlock. And I don't think we have anything here for the tree yet. I don't think we have any essence, which we do not. I was thinking about buying some or getting them from those chests, but I didn't. But 13-1. So we'll go ahead and just continue the push. Yeah, Shamira just absolutely dominates. The 4 horsemen, Astrilda, Rain, Thane, and Ruby. Yeah. Like I said, Astrilda's the only one, and that was probably long before the Twisted Essence bosses were out because Astrilda is super, super powerful, and you have to have her SI30 to cap out on the Dark Namora event. That's the big one where everyone uses Astrilda for. Usually about a week. Once we see it on here, it's usually about a week once the notes pop up. So it should be pretty... You passing me out? What's going on, Pseudo? (13-3). And again, I know Shamira is just going to be the Twisted Realm is where you fight bosses, and bosses give you Twisted Essence. Twisted Essence you can use in the Elder Tree to level up different classifications of heroes, essentially to unlock additional abilities and to make them a lot stronger. So they get base stats plus they get a percentage of stats when you're leveling them up. Is Tailene, Tassie, Mahira a good combo? Yeah, it is fresh. Anytime that you run Tailene, especially because Tailene does so much damage, Tassie and Mahira provide a lot of CC, which is essentially just really all you need. Which I don't even know what happened to Shamir on that. It looked like she wasn't casting anything. Any ideas? I like how you run like 329 counts. No, I only have 4 faction, the 1 free to play here, some random ones, and then the main account. Which the random ones I don't really play that much. I have a free to play on my iPad that I haven't played since I did that 50 scroll summon. I hop on it and I collect all the stuff, and then I just hop right off it. Yeah, Tailene is just absolutely crazy. Mahira is top 5. Yeah, and she is, Donnie, when it comes to the campaign. So short of the campaign, Mahira is not really used in anything, but PvP and the campaign are really the 2 things that she is just crazy on. What's going on, Neela? Yeah, like I was saying, Mahira with Tassie and Namora is a very strong combination because you have 3 solid heroes that provide a ton of CC. All you really need at that point is damage. So if you have damage that can even do slow damage, you can eventually work the teams down within a minute and a half. Usually with Tailey or Mahira. Really depends because Athalia is very, very powerful, and a lot of people, again, use her in the campaign. Aziz people have been using for, again, most of the Twisted Essence bosses. They've been using it on the Burning Brute. They've been using it on Ice Chimera. They've been using Aziz a lot more than he's ever been used in this entire game. He was one of, I believe, the first. I believe that Hypogens, when they came out, he was the first one. And nobody ever used him. Now you're seeing a lot later in the game that people are starting to use him, which is pretty cool. Use Mahira on chapter 20. Yeah, if you have Mahira up, Mahira is a very, very strong hero. I don't have her even on my main account. I think I have her Elite Plus, maybe a little bit higher. But most of those heroes, short of Stargazing, is a lot of the campaign you'll progress faster than you'll be able to get copies of them, unless you follow, strict White Sushi Guide, stuff like that. I'm so bad I can get 80 flowers max. 80 to 100 is kind of the sweet spot. I think if you timed it a little better, I'm not sure how you're doing it, Donnie. Because what I did is I noticed I ran through probably about 5 times, I'd say, before I knew how many blooms I could get. So what I did was I went through the timing, like on my Mauler account to get 100 blooms, is when I ran the Mauler account, I realized I had to alt Warwick the second that he was available to alt. If I didn't, he would die. So I could usually pull out 2 alts with Warwick before he would die to pull essentially 100 blooms on the Mauler account. Yeah, some of them hell, like my main account. Yeah, it's like probably the first 20 to 30 seconds because of having the heroes up so high that they just absolutely dominate. With the Rose Belinda combo on my main account, they do so much damage to it. My alts can get 100 fine, but my main struggles. Try using some different heroes, and that's what I had to do. I went through and ran what heroes I had and seeing who was doing less damage and essentially had to swap them out. For instance, on the Graveborn account, Thorin doesn't do any damage. So most of you know, I mean, short of the Thorin cheese, which doesn't apply to boss fights, Thorin wouldn't do any damage with retaliation, didn't do any damage on the bosses. Same with Nara, doesn't do any damage. So swapping them out, even with a lower hero that was not ascended, I maxed out the blooms on there. Even taking out an ascended hero to put in a mythic hero or even a legendary hero, because they do a lot more damage in the short term and do a lot more damage with regular attacks. So we're just cruising right through chapter 13, which is awesome at this point. And again, that's why the free-to-play, we went with Chimera. I wish Lucius was a little better, because he gets destroyed really quick. And Chimera got destroyed in that one. No, don't feed Pharrell. Who is more useful in PvP, Taylene or Twins? Honestly, I would go with Taylene. Even if you've seen her, the way that I use Taylene, even on my main account, a lot of battles I use her as fodder, meaning that she's going to be the hero taking the burst damage or taking the hit first. Because by the time that she dies, I still have enough time for her to get resurrected, go back to tanking essentially before anyone else in the team dies. So I can just kind of make it work that way with the heroes that we got with Taylene, which I just got her to plus 30 signature item. She's still only legendary plus, but I was super stoked to get her plus 30 signature item. Twins are decent. Yeah, Taylene's definitely number one. Hope we get 5K subs. Yeah, Psycho. We're at, I think, 4,800, which again is, to me, is just completely insane. Huge spike, especially when everyone went quarantined. So December we hit 1,000 subs like mid-December, and here we are in April and we're already at 5,000. So it's been super cool to see. Got some exciting things coming up. Got a couple more of Newton's guides that I got to work up the videos for. So we got some more guides, some more campaign guides. I know a couple more the walkthroughs for the Voyage of Wonder and for the Peaks of Time. So still got a lot of stuff going. But Elite for mid game and late game, I think the Twins are really good. Hell, and the big thing with them is you use them for everything. So when you look at the heroes, when you look at the comps, when you look at the teams, when you look at kind of the utility, the bosses, Rowan and the Twins are used for everything. For pretty much every boss fight, a majority of PvP, majority of PvE, you use Rowan and use the Twins. It's just two classes, and both of them are support, and that's kind of the unique thing, is when you look at the team that you can build and where the heroes fall, it makes a really big difference. Because if you're running, let's say, Taylene, and you're running the Twins, and you're running Rosaline, and you're running Rowan, so think about that four team combination right there. You have 4 support classes essentially. So with that, you could essentially strip the entire elder tree, pump everything into support, and have that many more stats, that much higher percentages, that much higher, energy regen, everything else that's the support class brings, because you're running 4 support. And that's what a lot of people do. If you run 4 support in Mahira, or even run 5 support classes, because Taylene does so much damage, a lot of times you don't even need anybody else. Check the bounty board. I regret choosing fodder rather. Yeah, in any event that you can get the Twins, check the bounty board. The bounty board's good. Yeah, twins are such a cool hero. And if you've checked out some of the guides, like the energy cycling that is between the Twins and Rowan, it's kind of crazy how they're set up to work with synergy of each other. Yeah, I know Taylene is support, and that's another really big point, is support has the ability to shield and has the ability to give energy at their level 25 ability. So even if you look at some trees, there's a lot of trees where they have they have their support at like 75, like level 75, where all of the rest of the tree is 25, just because the support tree is so powerful. The support tree and the ranger tree, again, if you haven't checked out White Sushi's guides, does so much detail and so much thought, consideration, planning into AFK Arena. And a lot of his guides are awesome. But when you look, they have like an Elder Tree guide of when you should spec, how you should spec, depending on what heroes you're using. Did you unlock the dispatch off? Not yet, Pseudo. I need VIP 6. Yeah, I think it's 6. And Shamira is just absolutely carrying right through the campaign. I mean, we're over halfway through chapter 13 already at this point. Do you lose heroes? No, and it only costs, is it 300 gems? I think it's 300 gems. So what a lot of people in my guild will do is actually just do an event and then swap the tree to essentially what they need. So they'll kind of go back and forth on the tree to pick up exactly what they need. I'm hoping we can get this down. Shamira's not going to die, so I think when we get Grez down, we should be able to get Naru. Dispatches chapter 13 without... Oh, so we're close. So I have to finish 13? It's available at chapter 13. Oh, then that's cool if I already unlocked it. Because I already did the bounty board, so I don't have the... But it didn't have the auto collect either. So I didn't see that on there either. Do I change Hendrik? I don't know. With 2 shields for Roseline? Yeah, I would definitely go with Rose versus Hendrik. The big thing with Hendrik, really, really solid hero, solid class, does good. But the only problem with his is out of his 4 abilities, 2 of the 4 abilities are one use only. Meaning that if you're in a battle that lasts, your minute and a half, usually when you get 15, 20, 30 seconds in the battle, his main 2 abilities are already gone. They're already used. Which is the reason why so many people shy away from Hendrik. So if you have a burst class and he does his shield right off the bat, one of his 2 abilities are already gone at that point. I'm thinking Shamir is so, just so crazy. Then I just feel like a lot of Maulers, including Warwick, are comparable in power. Yeah, Maulers and the Graveborn are probably the 2 funnest classes to play that I found out of all the faction accounts. Lightbearers are pretty much the same. If you see, a lot of the Lightbearer stuff is just the same. But those 2 factions take a lot more time, a lot more finesse, a lot more getting them really leveled up. Auto dispatch and auto claim starts at chapter 13. Very cool. Now I just got to get the auto complete for the arena, which is always an awesome one. I'm hoping. So VIP 6, that's where we want to go. Because we can do the skip feature too for the guild bosses and everything. Yeah, you're completely right, Psycho. So the only hero that really shines out of the Maulers team is Sophia. Sophia is very, very good. Scrag is very, very good. But when you do the lineup of tanks, it's hard to put Scrag in the lineup just because of the faction bonuses. And that's what, especially as you get further in the game, You have to have the faction bonuses. If you don't have the faction bonuses, you're missing out on so much, and that's why so many people don't put Screg in. Yes, Sophia's amazing. 13-32, so we are almost through here. Yeah, I drop her a lot, especially even just in the back row to boost my main hero's damage overall. I mean, that's the only thing that I use her for, is just kind of as a booster to what I already have in the back row. But like I was saying with Screg, is he's a very, very good hero, but most people don't use him because you can't build a Mauler team strong enough to have the faction bonuses. Yep, especially when you get chapters, I'd probably say even 18 or 20 plus. If you don't have the faction bonuses, it makes it so much more difficult to even do progression. Yeah, Thorn does pretty decent damage, especially if you can do the Thorn cheese, which is pretty cool to see when it actually works. Let me see if we can swap this one around a little bit. Sometimes I swap the Fro for Arthur. Yeah, and you'll do that. So there was a couple stages that were all kind of the weird combinations. In chapter 26, 27, using heroes that I normally didn't use made a big difference. Like if the team was very burst heavy, I ran, even some of the stages, I ran 4 tanks. So I would use a combination with 4 tanks, and we were able to get the stage down running 4 tanks because of the burst that the other team had. Lucius, Folks, Sophia, Rowan, and Pro. Yeah. But it works. Yeah, I love Arthur. And still, I'm still going down in the record books. I still have never seen his signature item, his weapon. As much as I've refreshed the store, as much as I've tried everything to get his signature item, and I tried a lot to get his signature item before the new Dimensional Hero came out, because now I'm seeing the Dimensional Heroes gear in the store every day. And that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Which, let's swap out maybe Belinda for Pharrell. Try to get maybe a stun here. Lessen some of the damage. But, I mean, let's see. So we pushed through a ton of the campaign. So we got a copy of Kaz there, got some scrolls. So through chapter 12, almost through all the way through 13. And now's when I would actually just swap to the tower. What's going on, Sultan? So we'll swap to the tower for a little bit. Should I ascend Warwick? Depends who you have. I am the best in kind of who you're running, because there are other Maulers, as you've seen from the Mauler account, that do a lot better than Warwick. So before Warwick, I would definitely do Screg. I would do Verk. I would do Sophia. That would be my first choices with kind of who to get up in the Mauler side of it. Verk I used kind of out of necessity. I could have used Brutus. I've went the Brutus way before, so I just didn't want to run Brutus. Same reason I didn't go with Shamira on the Graveborn account. Because I have run Shamira a lot. That's what I did on my main account when I first started AFK Arena, probably about a year ago now, was running Shamira. Everyone said run Shamira when I looked at stats, when I looked at data. But a year ago, there wasn't, probably half as many heroes as there is now? Should I ascend Cecilia? Yeah, Cecilia I would. Cecilia, I hear nothing but amazing things. When was the last time you pushed this account? I think it was what, probably about 3 days ago, 4 days ago. But even by then, I mean, we had Chimera to, I got Chimera to Mythic on Saturday. So it was a couple days ago. Max Oden would be, is Chimera good for chapters 20 plus? GG, it kind of depends. I know people who are running Chimera into chapter 28. So it may take a little more time, but I've seen them running 5-star Chimera comps in chapter 28, running heavy CC, running Chimera with Rose like I am right now, and then running a tank, running it with Arthur and running it with 2 other CCs. So running it with Pharrell, running it with Nara, running it with Athalia, running it with Mahira. Yeah. And that's it. Is Chimera, the problem with her is she doesn't have enough burst damage. So the damage over time is awesome, but when it comes to burst damage, she doesn't have it. And that's kind of where her damage levels off. So as you get further in the campaign, she doesn't produce enough damage to take down a target, essentially. And that's where the problem comes in, is if she's not able to kill a target, they get healed up. They get healed up before she can really do anything. Yeah. Oden, I've heard awesome things about. I've heard he's such a strong hero. I would definitely like to build him and see him. That's why we're saving copies right now, to see what we can do. Yeah, Belinda I've used all the way to chapter 28 now. I think still 2 stages from 29. So I think I'll be in 29 pretty soon. Just got to sit down and have some time to finish out chapter 28 and go into 29. Chimera or Belinda, they're both really good. They're both good to build. If you're running Chimera, I wouldn't really focus on building Belinda early game. I'd probably take her to Legendary Plus. Worry about a couple other heroes if you're running Chimera for DPS. If you're not running Chimera, then yeah, I would definitely go with Belinda. Because when you look at each different faction, I mean, there's 5 really good light bearers. You have pretty much 2, maybe 3. I'd go with 3 really good maulers. Wilders kind of have to be together. Like when you look at the Iran and Laika or the Namora and Tassi, they have good classes, but a lot of them are usually pretty dependent on each other, and they have a lot of synergy together. So if you're adding other heroes into that combination, usually doesn't work the best. Which here we might have just hit a wall of how far we can go. But we got a couple stones here. Copy of Screg. Very cool. So that's a double copy we got from him. And look at that. 4 Wilders. So we got a couple more diamonds, already up to 6,000 again. We'll go ahead. Let me see what day it is. Mauler. I'm not going to use Maulers. But we can definitely do 2 more summons here. See if we can get some more copies. And look at that, an elite off the bat. Yeah, Oden is very, very good. I built the other light bearers and waiting on Belinda when I go Chimera. Yep, you can do it that way. I mean, she is viable endgame, but like I said, the problem is she doesn't put out enough damage, and that's kind of what people get stuck into. Another copy of Pharrell. Holy cow, we're getting a lot of copies. Another copy of Kaz. Then here, yeah, Pharrell. So if we want to build Pharrell, especially if we want him Legendary Plus, we're just going to need fodder, but I'm not going to use Nara, and I'm not going to use Oden as fodder. Here, just need more copies of Tassi. I think we still need 1 more Screg because we got 1 Screg there. And here, so yep, another 2 summons, still nothing there. We'll give this campaign stage 1 or 2 more tries. What's going on, Yusuf? I got the Taline Twins Mizal. That's a very cool. That's a very, very cool combination. So I wonder, maybe go, I'm thinking maybe Nara, maybe Namora, maybe Twins. We'll go ahead and drop Twins in. They'll probably die the second that Lucius goes down, though. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, Nara and Pharrell are both super powerful. Yeah, and here we just don't have enough to push through. So I'm thinking, because I think we can level up even a couple here. We don't have many that we can even get above 141. I was trying to do the resonating crystal, thinking of who we could get up a little bit higher. But let's drop this in, and we'll try gearing up the Twins a little bit. I might just drop the Twins behind Chimera, because we know she's not going to die easy. Yeah, which we knew a lot of them would be. I mean, it's going to get to a point where the rest of the team kind of has to catch up, or we have to catch a break like that to be able to push through the stage. Pharrell, Nara, Thorn, all really good group. Yeah, and that's where kind of the choices come through, is when you look at the heroes overall, the options. So like Grez is a really good tank, but then when you put him in the same class with how does Lucius perform, how does Screg perform, how do a lot of the other heroes perform, he doesn't do too well in comparison to them. Lucius, always probably the best tank. Second account's going to do peaks and kings. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I just go back and forth. If you've seen, that's essentially how I run the accounts, is just going back and forth. Is once I push through the campaign a little bit, then I'll go back to everything else. When we finish the last peaks, I think we have one more. Oh, that was close. If we could have got Shamir down. Yeah, his plus 20 SI. But the big thing with that Ulk is with his plus 20 SI is really, really good. But if you're running it in combination with other support, like if you're running it with Rowan, the heals are good, but a lot of times there's not enough. There's not enough heal. If he's running by himself, it works pretty well. But if you're running him with support, it doesn't really make a difference, because a lot of times his minions will die and he'll already have full health just out of the battle itself. So I'm hoping, well, Verk took blend out. I would say Lucian's the best thing compared to real tanks. He dies way too fast. He brings a lot, and that's kind of the difference, especially with his plus 30 signature item. And he dies depending on the target he's fighting, because he's very resistant to physical damage. When it comes to magic, not so much at all. Arthur, again, head-to-head, does awesome. But when it comes to magic, he has shields, and that's the big thing. So I think 1338, I was hoping maybe we could finish out this chapter, but our heroes are nowhere near where they need to be. Yeah, and I used to run on my main account, I would run Grez with Baden. They were my two main tanks for the longest time. And it worked, just the sheer amount of ads that they come up with. It's kind of crazy. 1339. Yeah, they're such just a pain in the butt in PvP with the ads. Same with Nemisu's totems and everything else. Because I'm thinking here, even if we swap, I'm hoping Pharrell can get a fear off would be ideal, but I think Isabella's going to kill him really quick. Or Isabella's actually focused right on Lucius. That's why Lucius is dying so fast. Yeah, Maulers need a lot of love. Maulers need a lot of something. They're a faction that, even when you think of like what they've, I guess, done for the faction, it's kind of crazy because they even had to go through, I think it was like 4 or 5 patches ago, where they buffed pretty much every Mauler. I think every Mauler did get a buff because they know the faction lacks so much, essentially. But even with the buff, didn't make a difference. They need classes. Who is Shamira's counter? Usually she'll be the CC. So if you run like Tassie will usually always banish Shamira. If you run Falks usually always confine Shamira. There's a lot of heroes that specifically go straight to Shamira every single time. They just go straight, take Shamira straight out of the game. Guess we'll go defense. Why not? And that's the other problem. That's why even a lot of people don't use Shamira in PvP, because Shamira has a lot of counters. So not only a lot of heroes, a lot of PvP teams don't use Shamira at all. I like Isabella. I think Isabella is a really cool hero. I love how she targets the heroes with lower hit points. So it works out absolutely perfect, especially with Thorin's Dot, with Nara. The combination of the heroes together is just absolutely huge. Yeah, the heal reduction, you'll completely devastate her. Which wasn't the case till, more heroes started coming out as Lilith continues to put out more and more heroes. We'll go for the Shard of Force. Here, I always pick the Shard if I'm in the first floor. I know if you've seen the lab video, I always go for the Shard of Force if I'm on the first floor. If I'm in the second floor, I don't ever get it. What do you think is the best comp for Riz? Belinda, Rose, Rowan's, Twins, and Aziz. That probably works pretty well, Hell. I know there's a couple different Riz fights, which I can actually hop on and see. Because I know it's funny where, you're doing 500 million. Let me see some of the team comps that I have here. Yeah, Lorzen does a lot because he'll boost Belinda's damage. Same with Cecilia. I know they said Cecilia is just doing a truckload of damage. But I think a lot of people still use Taylene as well. I think Taylene's another hero. So even looking here, let me see. I was seeing if I could see any attempts on my main account. Extra damage is good, but 30% cooldown period and 30 energy points per second for Shamira. Yes, this is the free-to-play account, which we pushed all the way from chapter 12 into 13, so we have 2 stages left in 13, so we're almost done. I have level 275 heroes. Myself, I'm doing probably about 1 billion, I think just over 1 billion with my account, which I know I have to do the challenge more. I usually just do the auto because I'm lazy with it. But it hasn't been saving all of the logs lately, which is kind of weird. but a lot of people have been running Lorzen with Belinda to up the damage. Take off Aziz, my twins will die too early. Yeah, the twins, especially once you get their signature item up, their survivability goes up a ton. Who is your carry on your main account? I run Light Bears. So I run usually Arthur and Lucius, swapping them out. I use Falks. I use Belinda, Rose, and Rowan as kind of the ones that I usually go to. I do swap out a couple. I do use Taylene for quite a few. Taylene, I do like I said, on my main account, I have her at Elite Plus. Have her fully geared T2 gear, level 30 signature item. So she is good to go once I can get her to Ascended. Makes a difference, Doug, on where you're at. So I always default to White Sushi's guide. So White Sushi says when you get 12 Ascended heroes, so once you have 12 Ascended heroes that you want to build, then look at doing Stargazer for the heroes that are a lot more rare. It is a good guideline because then when you're going through the campaign, you have essentially a rotation of 12 heroes that you can use. But once you get the 12, using every other diamond, every other card, everything else you get to Stargaze for Taylene, essentially, because Taylene is such a powerful hero. What's going on, Marty? Do you regret buying Athalia? No. Athalia I have at the same. I have her at Mythic Plus, which Aziz, I know I need to buy him. He's at Legendary Plus. Which for the amount of time that I've been playing, so in all of the summons in probably an entire year that I've been playing, maybe a little less than a year, I've gotten him to Legendary Plus. So that's as far as he has gotten in that amount of time. Doing good, Marty. How are you tonight? The devil don't have the right heroes for Riz. Yeah, and a lot of it just does come down to the heroes. I mean, it just takes time to get the heroes up, get their signature items up, make sure that you're strong enough to get through the battles. Soren's a pain in the butt because of his mind control. And that's where a lot of people use Baden. If you've noticed, especially Twisted Essence bosses, a lot of people have started using Baden again, because he'll actually mind control. He'll actually mind control the minions that are in there. But even some of the main people like Baden are using Soren. So even some of my guildies, they go with the regular comp. So using Lorzen with Belinda and the twins and Rowan and Rose. I 5 stars again. Should I do? People always say that it's the same rate, Emilio, with the Stargazer tickets. I always wait till 10. I'm sitting on a couple right now. I always just wait till 10 because I know it makes a big difference in the main summons doing them 10 at a time. But I just wait on them. What's going on, Reluctant? How you doing? Yeah, Aziz, I have the same problem. Anything that I use him for, he dies super quick. I would just default back to the 12. I mean, if you want to do 9 or 10, I'm sure you can. You'll be okay. I always default. Again, White Sushi says 12, and he puts so much effort into this game, so much time, so many guides, so many different things. Yeah, Athalia is super powerful. If you haven't used Athalia, super powerful hero. Ton of burst damage, especially when you get her signature item up to plus 30 because she does the bleed. The bleed's really the big thing. Life leech helps a little bit, but the bleed just absolutely decimates everything. That last update on Thalia. Yeah, I've noticed that, Javid, because your heroes no longer move out of the way. So it's really just kind of a pain in the butt. The only way that I counter with either Rowan or I counter with a hero that'll dodge. It has to be a high dodge hero. And we can take care of it either way. Oh, a signature item? Yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember what it says on his signature item, now that I think about it. Enemies with less than 30% health will be stunned for a short period of time, and then his fire lasts longer, and then plus 30 increase the duration by 100%. Nope, she can't dodge. That's the big problem. Rose used to just run out of the way, which was very, very easy. Because again, she could just literally walk out of the way of Athalia every time. And now she doesn't do it. Athalia actually just locks her in place when she uses her judgment ability. So it does a ton of damage. But it still can be dodged. Like I said, that's kind of the big thing. Making sure that you can still dodge it. But I think we might be about done with summons. Got a lot of essence. Need a couple more heroes that we can get up. I'm going to save those for next time. I want to do Graveborn pulls. I'm liking the Graveborn. I'm going to focus on them until we get Chimera 2 Ascended. Which, being able to buy copies, we're probably not too far away. But she will be the main carry for right now. Got our team hunt rewards. And I think as far as the peaks, we're into the far frontier. Which this is good because we get the drape, which is a pretty powerful item. Do you regret building Isolde to Ascended on your main? No, I mean, Isolde's pretty cool. I got Isolde. I don't know if you've watched the video when I got Isolde. So I got Isolde when he was released. So they had the Halloween event, and I believe he was released right around Halloween. I had 120, I think 120 or 140 faction scrolls that I used for all Graveborn. I got all of my copies except one. I needed one single soul copy of Isolde to get him to Ascended from when he was released. With that being said, I did not pull another copy of him for almost 6 months before I finally got him to Ascended. He's a good hero, and he's good in the tower. So when you're doing the actual tower, the Graveborn tower, Isolde's very, very good because he does have utility and he has survivability, where the Graveborn is lacking the healing. Similar to Grez, he brings the healing. He can take care of himself as long as you can scale him long enough for him to survive the initial probably 30 seconds. Similar to Grez, you can't kill him after that point. What's a good second purchase in the lab? You're getting one after chapter 15. Yeah. So I think we're going to be pretty close to getting Chimera 2 Ascended, which is exactly what we're focusing on here. Yeah, I'm in Fairy Tail too with Javid. Final Fusion, Arthur, Wukong, Nomura, Kath. Yeah. Wukong's a hero that, again, I don't hear the most about. A lot of people have said he's really, really good in PvP. PvE, I don't know anyone that uses him for anything. They don't use him for the campaign. They don't use him for boss stages. a lot of stuff they don't use them for at all. Which I believe this is already all done. So we have pretty much just about everything done on this account for the most part. Even just waiting for new events. Here we have our purchase. Nope. Dimensional Hero. He's already gone because we didn't not buying him on this account. So the anniversary event is done. That'll be expired soon. So overall 13-39. We'll just have to see our regular team comp here. Thinking with Ice Chimera. Because we're going to use just our regular old comp because that's really all we have here. But I will be able to get Essence out of here, which is good. Would you fodder Thane? Yes, I would fodder Thane. When you look at the heroes now, I mean, Thane was a lot better essentially a long time ago. Right now with Thane, I would definitely fodder Thane for Cecilia. Big difference. A lot of people have said Oscar isn't the greatest, but I would focus on Cecilia in the Light Bear faction. You have diamonds on Mythic Chimera on your avatar. Oh, I do? Okay. The Easter event? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. But here, even we went to silver. Which again, I wonder if I swapped. See, I think Ice Chimera is going to. We'll just stick with this. I'm not too worried about it right now. If I upgrade Belinda, I can make her. Yeah, Belinda's awesome. She's a hero I would definitely focus on. Such a cool hero. Yeah, Athalia, like I said, her plus 30 signature item is just super powerful. That's why a lot of people continue, because once you get the plus 30, she gets the bleed. I think it's like a 2-second bleed, but the bleed does a lot of damage. Yeah, Lilith has just been doing a lot with the events lately, which is awesome, especially the anniversary event. I know they said there's some more codes on the way, so keep an eye out for some more redemption codes for some more gems. Change my opinion on Oscar. Yeah, like I said, a lot of people in my guild have bought an Oscar. So literally just bought Oscar, took him to 5 stars with his level 30 signature item. A lot of people are not happy with him. So that's what I've heard from a lot of different people, is not too happy with his performance. Doesn't do too well. PvP, he's pretty good. But as far as anything else, he's a hero, again, you're not going to use. Imagine how it would be if Rain was legendary hero Mahira. Oh, yeah, Morella. Yeah, her later in the campaign is super powerful. I think that's one of the skins that's coming later, the Chimera skin, just like the Dark Namora. I don't understand why they wouldn't even just roll about him, or roll out the new skins for them. Maybe they're so far that Oscar can't shine. Well, looking at the team comps, like I said, PvP, they said he's pretty good at. Overall, his damage is low. And that's what a lot of people have said, Javid, is when you look at his damage doesn't scale as fast. It doesn't do as much damage. I don't know if they'll adjust it, but his damage is relatively low. Solus, I want to try. A lot of people have said she's phenomenal. I want to build her. I'm trying to build her on the Wilder account. If I can ever pull copies of her, I would like to see her, because essentially with her Floral Spectre is you have to have her signature item at least 20, if not 30, to really see the full potential, because if not, they kill her Floral Spectre too often. And then when she uses her ult, the Floral Spectre doesn't do the damage it's supposed to, because it's dead, essentially, at that point. even here. So we'll get 75 there. We'll get some bonus points there, and we should be able to get into some of these, which again, we're going to focus on Dura Sorcery because of our Chimera. And then essentially she'll do more damage there. Energy recovery, and yeah. Kind of crazy, the energy recovery that we can get out of there. But overall, super excited. I mean, that's an entire chapter. I know we haven't pushed this. We got a lot of summons in, a lot of heroes, a lot more levels. So we just got to sit, especially making this much progression, is we're going to have so much more experience coming in from our hourly, which is awesome, especially when you use chests and everything else. Why do you have Ice Chimera? Yeah, it's the test server, Michael. Yep, the free-to-play account's on the test server, so we can see everything before it comes out. Solus doesn't have a good class in AFK. She's DRC. Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. If you look at the afkarena.net, but we, like I said, in casuals, we kind of run our own diagnostics, if you will, or whatever heroes. Yeah, they have a lot more going on with there, because even here I want to see kind of where they place her in the hero guides. So essentially Newton comes out with a lot of hero guides, and it's different places where they where he ranks heroes depending on their abilities, depending on a lot of different things. So, but overall, like I said, if she does pretty well, you have to just put so much invested into her to have her shine, because minimum plus 20 signature item ascended, she has to have enough hit points to give her Floral Spectre the ability to live, or she doesn't do any damage. So it's kind of crazy. Do you know when they're improving daily rewards? I don't, Final. Have a good day, Madi. I know we're about done. We're about an hour here. So is White Sushi in casuals? Yes. I believe he's in casuals, or he's in casuals 2. I believe he's in one of the two. But like I said, he has his own channel in here. I know you guys can't see it, but he does a ton of stuff with Reddit. So if you haven't checked out White Sushi's Reddit page, he does everything in kind of like PDFs. He does a lot of it in views. He does a ton of stuff that comes up on Reddit. He has a ton of Reddit pages. He even did a New Year review, all kinds of methodology about the game. So very, very cool to check out all of his content. Yes, the test server. Yep. So that'll conclude it for the live stream tonight. Thank you for joining me. 13-39. So we'll go ahead and finish out chapter 13 next time that we stream, which that'll give us, I believe, some more scrolls. Yep, 10 more scrolls. So once we get to the Graveborn, we're going to save our scrolls here for Graveborn summons. And we do get a copy of Leica. We'll continue to build Chimera, since she is going to be our main carry. She's going to be the main hero that we're really focused on through. What's going on, Zara? You just missed the live stream, unfortunately. We're just summing it up right now. So very, very excited to get the Elder Tree unlocked. Can't wait to get some essence so we can actually unlock some stuff in there. Thank you for joining me as always. It's always awesome to be able to live stream everything, answer questions, kind of talk through, see what you guys got. Gigi, have a good night. Everybody have a good night. And as always, thank you guys for watching.